Rochdale 13 with Alan Kilshaw. Have you had any further thoughts on last week's game against Hunslet?
Yeah, we obviously reviewed it on Tuesday night, and myself and the other coaches watched it and did some individual edits as well as team edits, and well, we can improve in a lot of areas, and the team recognise that as well, and it's good that the lads are recognising that on the back of 4 wins if you count the last friendly. So well, discipline was poor in the first half, and that led to some of our contact being soft because we were tired and we weren't as good with the ball as we wanted to be, which we mentioned on the day. So yeah, we've looked at it and we reviewed it, and we're at round 1 and we're going to improve, and we're going to get bodies back, and we're going to get some consistency as well. So we're only going to get better.
And it's Coventry on Sunday, first away game of the season. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, definitely. It's another challenge. Obviously, they've not had a great result last week in Toulouse, but they would have got a little bit out of it in terms of on and off the field. They would have spent a lot of time together, and they'll be pinpointing this game, first home game, and they'll be fired up, and I'm sure there'll be a response from them. We won't be taking them lightly at all. We know it's going to be a difficult challenge. We did play them in a friendly, but that won't count for anything either. So there'll be no complacency on our part. We need to improve on last week, and that's what we'll be looking to do.
There was a bit of a slow start last week. Obviously training was disrupted on the Saturday. Obviously the weather looking round here is totally opposite of last weekend. How do you think it'll benefit you getting a full session in tomorrow, then going down there?
Yeah, we've had a great week, mate. We've had a great week. We started on Tuesday with review, like we said, and we trained last night, and we were sharp in some areas, and I believe our weight and fitness really showed through on Sunday rather. We were physically very dominant, especially in the second half. And tomorrow, yeah, we'll get a good session in, and we're looking forward to playing, and hopefully on a dry track, and hopefully we can earn the right to play some good rugby.
And obviously we've got a few injuries. Lewis Galbraith broke his hand at Barra. Dave Cookson struggled at Mayfield. Is there anything else, any other knocks that you've noticed?
Oh, mate, we came through last week relatively unscathed, which was the first game that we had. Losing Lewis and Dave was frustrating for the first couple of games where they're going to be out for a long period of time. Not a Dale Bloomfield feature yet, Mike Ratu either. What it is highlighting is the depth we've got, and the lads are ready to step up and play. And it's unlikely you're going to have a full clean bill of health, week in, week out in rugby league. It's a very physical sport, and we know that. But we've got a good squad with depth, and we've got the dual reg players when and if we need them, and I thought all 3 of them, which we did need them last week, added a lot to the team.
And Joe Tyra featured at centre last week. How do you think he went on there?
I thought he went really well, mate. I thought he went really well. He'll feature a little bit in the centre, a little bit in the back row, possibly in the middle, but it was his first game since October, and it's his first game at this level, and I thought he showed up really well. He was very nervous first half. It's hard to tell with Joe if he's nervous or not before the game, because he doesn't say so much. He's a bit of a silent assassin, but his contact, some of the lads are saying, his contact, just being next to him, some of the noises that were coming out of there, and I'm sure some of the Hunslet players felt it, and he'll be better for the run. And again, he'll be someone that another big game off him this weekend, I'm expecting.
And finally, there seems to be a different atmosphere around the club, around the team. There's a togetherness that perhaps hasn't been there in the past. Is that something you've picked up on?
Yeah, it's something we tried to foster from day one, and we brought some different characters into the group, which there's a lot of banter there as well. But the lads have a laugh, but they know when they cross that line, and it's time to rip in. And there is a good spirit. It helps when you're winning. We've won the last 3, 4, like I mentioned, and that certainly helps. But something we looked at, there was a couple of bad apples that we did get rid of, or we didn't keep from last year, and we brought in a good group and a balanced group, and the majority of them are young, between 19 and 25, and when you're young and you're enjoying your rugby and you're working hard, it's good. And those experienced players around them, you know, in Riles, Wayne English, Paul Crook, just to mention a few, it's a real good group and a good balance to the group, and it's good. And you know, the other coaches, Jason and Paul and Rami, they're all adding to that and doing those little things with them and on and off the field. And you know, we're in a good spot, and it's important. But you know, there might be bad patches or bad performances where we stick together, whether we win, whether we lose, whether we play well or we don't, and that's what we've got. And again, that's going to develop throughout the year.
Cheers, Owen. Good luck.